Hey guys, I am going to do today's math lesson on November 20th, so it's the factors chart. Okay, so we are going to do this together. You will need this paper in front of you. I have highlighted it, so just to make it stand out a little bit better, I would suggest you do the same thing. It'll just make your life a little easier. Okay, so looking at your hundreds chart that has prime numbers and squared numbers, tell me how many numbers are squared. So I've highlighted the squared numbers orange, so we just need to go through and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to put 10. What are the factors of 14? Okay, so there's a couple ways to do that. If you have this chart, you can look at them. You find 14, and what are the factors? 2 and 7. But we also have to remember that 1 and 14, because 1 times any number is that number. Okay, so this chart will help you figure out those factors. I have like this little, if you make a U, or you could think of it as a smile or an upside down rainbow, whatever you want to think of it as, and you put the number you're trying to factor in the middle. Okay? At the top, I'm going to write 1, because 1 times the number is always the number. Okay? So 1 times 14. Okay, I've got that on the other side of the U. Then I have 2 comes next. This is even, so I know 2 goes into that. So 2 times 7 is 14. Those are factors. Now I'm still going to look at the numbers that fit between 2 and 7. So 3 times anything to get 14, 4 times anything, 5, or 6. None of those numbers are factors of 14, so I know I'm done. Okay, so what are the factors of 14? I just start listing them, starting with the top. 1, then 2, then I go around the curve and I get to 7, and then I come up and I get to 14. Those are the factors in order. So we're going to do that for 45. Okay, so I make another U. I have 45 in the middle. If you have this chart, remember you can always find 45, and you see the factors here. Okay, 3, 5, 15, and 9. But I want to make sure I get them all. So I know 1 times 45. That always goes at the top. 2 does not go into 45, because 45 is odd. So 3 does. 3 times 15. 4 does not, but 5 does. And it's 5 times 9. Now I have to look the numbers in between here. Okay, does 6 go into 45? 7? 8? Nope. And then there's 9. So I've checked the numbers that are in between. No more go in. So now I list them. I start at the top of my U and I write 1, 3, 5. I keep going around the bend. And so I write 9, then 15, then 45. Whoops. Sorry. That shouldn't be there. Okay. One more. What are the factors of 60? Don't forget, if you have this chart, you can find 60. There's lots of them. Okay, you would write those all down, plus 1 and 60. But I'm going to do a U. With 60, I'm going to have to write a little smaller. Okay, so 1 and 60. 2 goes in with 30. 3 goes in with 20. 4 goes in with 15. 5 goes in with 12. And 6 goes in with 10. So if we didn't have our factor chart over here to look at, I would still need to think about these numbers between 6 and 10. Does 7, does 8, does 9 go in? Nope, they don't go in. So here is the list of all the factors. So I just start at the top of my U and I write all those numbers down going around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 15, 20, 30, 60. Okay? Now, at the bottom, we need to do our factor trees. Mrs. McCall did 4 and 45 with us. Okay? She also did 310 with us. But if you left the Zoom early, you missed out on 144 and 500. So 144 is right here. We know that 12 times 12 is 144. If you did not know that, get your multiplication chart out, okay? Look for 144 on here. It's right here, okay? Then you go over, and you see that it's 12, and you go up, and you see that it's 12. So 12 times 12 is 144. That's what we have here. Then we have to break 12 down into prime numbers. Well, 2 times 6 is 12, and 2 is prime, so we circle it. 6 is not. So you have to break 6 down even further into 2 times 3, and those are prime. So we can do the same process with this 12, 2 times 6, and 2 times 3. So all of these circled numbers are the prime factorization. So I like to just write the numbers down in order that I have them circled. It's just keeps me organized, I feel like. So I write 2, 2, 3, and then I came up 2, 2, 3. Mrs. McCall likes to write them down in numerical order. So she counts, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 twos. So she does 4 twos, and then she goes back and she looks to see that she has 2 threes. So either way is correct, okay? If you multiply those out in whatever order that you've written them, you're still going to get 144, okay? So then when we do 500, we broke 500 down into 50 and 10, and then 10 breaks down into 2 times 5, and those both are prime. 50 breaks down into 5 times 10, well 5 is prime, and we break down 10 further into 2 times 5. Okay, so for 500 I have 5 times 2 times 5 times 2 times 5. Or you could have written, I have 2 2's and 1, 2, 3 5's. You must put a multiplication symbol in between because we are multiplying these factors, these prime factors, to get to the number, okay? So let's think through this. I'm going to use this chart to help me. I need to do prime factorization of 6, so I need the factors of 6. 2 and 3. Those are already prime, so I don't have to do anything more. 2 times 3. I need the factors of 8. Well, 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, so I have the 2, but I can't put the 4 because 4 is not prime. I have to break 4 down. Well, if I look up here, what did I do for 4? I did 2 times 2. So I need to just bring that down. So if I put parentheses around it, you don't have to do the parentheses. I just want you to see it visually. 2 times 2 is 4, and you have to still multiply that by 2 to get 8. Okay? So let's do 9. What times what is 9? 3 times 3. Those are both prime, so I can write those down. 10. What times what is 10? 2 times 5. 2 and 5 are both prime, so I can write that down. 12. I'm going to do 12. I can choose 2 and 6 as my factors, or 3 and 4. I'm going to do 3 and 4 just because I like it. So 3 times, but I can't write 4 because 4 is not prime. But what I can do is write what I have up here for 4. So I'm going to just put in parentheses 4, just so you visually see it. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, this is a 2. Alright, let's do 16. What times what is 16? I can do 2 times 8, or I can do 4 times 4. I like 4s. 4s are easy, so I'm going to do 4 times 4. Neither one of those numbers are prime, so I have to break down my 4. Look, I have it broken down right here. So in parentheses, I'm going to do 2 times 2. That's the first 4. And then 2 times 2. That's the second 4. So 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Alright? That is how I'm getting those. This is going to be your friend in this unit. This is going to be your friend in this unit. Make sure that you keep these handy. You may need this as well, okay? But these 2 other charts will really be helpful. Alright, you guys.